In Squid Game Season 2, Gi-hun informs In-ho that he intends to take down the Squid Game for good. Squid Game Season 2 aired on the giant streaming service on December 26, 2024, after its September 2021 release made it the most-watched series of all time. Lee Jung-jae, who starred in Season 1, is back as Song Gi-hun, the winner of Squid Game, who is determined to hold the game's developers accountable. Wai Jun, who played Won Jun-ho, and Hwang In-ho, the frontman of Lee Byung-hun, are both returning to the cast of Squid Game Season 2. In addition to returning to write and direct Squid Game Season 2, series creator Hwang Dong-hyuk has already announced that the third and final season of the acclaimed thriller will premiere in 2025. Season 2 of Squid Game consists of 7 episodes after Season 1's 9-episode run. Seong Gi-hun attempted to end the game early on the verge of victory in order to save his friend Cho Sang-woo, as was revealed at the conclusion of Squid Game Season 1. Ultimately, Seong Gi-hun earned 45.6 billion won before leaving the game. Gi-hun decides to make it his life's work to put an end to the Squid Game permanently after the conclusion of Season 1. As he is ready to take a plane and begin a new life, he accepts a business card from someone the salesman recruited and gets a call. Wang In-ho is on the other end of the phone, and he recalls Gi-hun as player 456. With the enormous sum of money he had won from the Squid Game, In-ho advises Gi-hun to follow reason and lead a pleasant life. But Gi-hun is driven by a strong desire for justice and retribution and is beyond reason. He makes it plain that he intends to defeat the Squid Game and declares that he is not simply any horse as In-ho had previously referred to him. Season 2 begins where the first season left off, with Gi-hun receiving another call from In-ho asking him where he believes he is heading. Gi-hun reiterates what he said in Season 1, telling In-ho to come out of hiding and confront him. After removing the trackers from behind his ear, he rides in a taxi to Seoul. 2 years have passed since the first scene of Squid Game Season 2, and Gi-hun is still trying to figure out how to halt the Squid Game. Gi-hun employs loan shark Mr. Kim and his crew to find the salesman, a Squid Game recruiter, because he is still plagued by nightmares about Cho Sang-woo and Kang Sa-byuk. The salesman is described as a tall man carrying a black briefcase and a gray suit during their encounters. They try to find him playing a game called Dakchi with desperate individuals he is attempting to enlist to play the Squid Game in subway stations. Even though Gi-hun won the Squid Game 2 years ago, he hasn't spent much of his $45.6 billion riches and has continued to concentrate on finding the salesman. Since the salesman was the only one who ever left the venue where the Squid Game was conducted and revealed his face in public, this was the only method Gi-hun could attempt to locate the event. Gi-hun gives Mr. Kim and his armed men instructions to put in more effort in their search for the salesman. The salesman is eventually found and followed as he recruits candidates by Mr. Kim and Choi Woo-seok, one of his men. Jun-ho returns to his career as a police officer after being saved by Captain Park at sea at the conclusion of Squid Game Season 1, but he chooses to remain a traffic patrolman instead of an official detective. That is, until he finds Gi-hun in Seoul and recalls that he failed to assist him during Season 1's search for his brother. To find Jun-ho, he starts his own inquiry, which leads him to Gi-hun's covered home in a dubious hotel. Shortly after Gi-hun defeated the salesman in a lethal game of Russian roulette, Jun-ho shows up at the motel. Gi-hun shows Jun-ho Woo-seok and himself his armory of weaponry, which he intends to bring to the Squid Game site once they are all in agreement. In the salesman's coat pocket, Gi-hun discovers a business card containing an invitation to speak with the front man. Gi-hun promises the other two that they can share as much of his wealth as they like if they assist him. But neither of them is driven by financial gain. Then, before it's time to invade the Squid Game venue, Gi-hun shows them his secret shooting range, where they may practice shooting assault guns. Gi-hun informs the front man that he wants to return to the Squid Game, putting his life in danger once more. Since he has a tracker implanted in a prosthetic tooth that allows Jun-ho to locate the Squid Game, Gi-hun requests to be dragged back into the game. In an attempt to enter with the tracker covertly, Gi-hun even had a dentist extract his own back tooth. Gi-hun intends for Woo-seok, Jun-ho, and the other armed mercenaries to seize control of the island where the Squid Game is being hosted. The front man agrees to Gi-hun's suggestion and puts him back in his player 456 role, as demonstrated in Squid Game Episode 2. In order to be taken to visit the front man, Gi-hun uses the salesman's gold business card to be at a club at a certain hour. He communicates with him over an intercom in the rear of a limousine rather than in person. Gi-hun passes out as a mysterious gas fills the limousine after he reaffirms his resolve to eliminate the Squid Game. As he returns player 456 to the Squid Game, it is seen that the front man is seated in the limousine's front seat.